This ragu is slow cooked to perfection, and when served with pasta, it's the ultimate comfort food. This recipe is a perfect example of how simple ingredients and a little patience can create something restaurant quality at home. Okay, to start, we're gonna prepare our mirepoix, which is the base of the sauce. For this recipe, you're gonna need 1 yellow onion, 2 celery sticks, and 2 carrots.
Just dice these up as evenly as you can, as well as slicing 3 cloves of garlic.
All right, so we're just gonna prepare our beef cheeks. I've got 1.5 kilos here. So the first thing we wanna do is just trim any of this silver skin that you can see here. Just using your knife. Can be a little bit awkward, but we're just trying to remove as much as we can off of the side of that cheek. All right, from there, we're just gonna cut them into even pieces. These are quite big. So this one can go into thirds, and these other ones can just go in half. Also, one thing to mention, if you can't get access to beef cheeks, short ribs are another great option, but I do love the way that these beef cheeks break down in this sauce. They're full of collagen, heaps of gelatin. They just become so juicy and pull apart in this sauce.
So once it's cut, season all sides of the beef with salt. Then it's time to sear the beef in a pan. I'm using beef tallow here, but any neutral oil works fine. Sear for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side or until you get nice color. This helps lock in the juices and enhance the flavor.
Okay, so as you can see in the bottom of the pan, we got all this color from searing off that meat.
Once the pan cools down, add water or a little beef stock to help lift those flavorful bits from the bottom of the pan.
Now, some recipes will get you to saute your vegetables in the same pan. I do like to do it separately, as I do find all of that flavor tends to burn. This will go back into the sauce after as well, but we're gonna saute our vegetables in the pot that we're going to do our braising in.
So now for the mirepoix, in a large pot, add olive oil along with your vegetables and a good pinch of salt. Saute until the onions become translucent for about 3 minutes. Keep an eye on the heat. You want to soften the onions without caramelizing them. We're just releasing those flavors. Add in the garlic, which I forgot to show in the video, and saute for another minute or so until the flavors release. Then stir in 2 tablespoons of tomato paste and cook it off to get rid of any oils. Deglaze with red wine, or you can use red wine vinegar if you prefer. Pour in the liquid from the pan, reduce the wine to concentrate the flavor and cook off the alcohol, followed by tomatoes and beef stock. Add a pinch of salt and a few cracks of black pepper. Tie up your fresh thyme, rosemary and bay leaves with butcher's twine. This will help you easily remove them from your sauce later on. There's nothing worse than picking out individual stems. Add herbs into the sauce along with beef cheeks. For this recipe, I'm using what's called a cartouche. A cartouche is just a fancy name for a piece of baking paper cut to fit snugly on top of whatever you're cooking. It traps moisture, ensures even reduction, concentrates flavor, and creates a perfect environment for braising. To make one, cut a sheet of baking paper, fold it in half, then keep folding into a smaller triangle. Measure from the middle of the pot and trim both the larger and smaller ends, then place it on top of the sauce.
So that's gonna sit simmering on very low heat for about 3.5 to 4 hours. All right, so that's been about 3.5 hours now. I've just removed the cartouche because that beef seems to be nice and tender and it's starting to fall apart. So we're just gonna remove those herbs.
Take the beef out of the sauce and grab 2 forks to lightly shred. I like to leave these in small chunks rather than fully shredding it. For your pasta, generously season the water with salt. Bring it to a boil and cook just shy of al dente. Slightly undercooking the pasta allows it to finish cooking in the sauce, where it absorbs the flavors and creates a well-mixed dish without becoming overcooked or mushy. While the pasta is cooking, use a stick blender to bring the sauce together. Blending the vegetables creates a smooth, even sauce with no chunks, just like they do in restaurants. Once the pasta has cooked, make sure to reserve some of your pasta water. Then in a pan, add your sauce, meat, pasta, and a little bit of reserved pasta water. The starchy water helps thicken the sauce slightly, making it stick to the pasta better and enhance the overall texture. I always like to add more sauce than I think I'll need because the pasta absorbs a lot of that liquid, so don't be afraid to add another ladle of sauce along with pasta water. You can never have too much sauce.
Oh yeah. Oh, that looks incredible.
Using your tongs, carefully serve the pasta into a bowl, topping with any of the remaining sauce left in the pan. Then finish with some freshly grated Parmesan cheese.
All right, now it's time to give it a try. Wow, that beef is absolutely delicious. Super tender, that sauce is so rich.
It really is the perfect comfort food.
Definitely one of my all-time favorite pasta dishes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, share the video with a friend who loves pasta, drop me a comment below and subscribe for more comforting recipes like this. Your support helps me grow my channel.